This was the most emotional weekend ever. We go from Saturday watching this nightmare.
For the second straight game, could not keep it going. And the Sixers dominating that second half.
To then Sunday with our jaw dropped of 4 straight quarters of amazing basketball against the number 1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks, where they had the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year over on the same team.
Offensive maneuver by the Bucks, but the Knicks a great job at that point of attack. 3 guys swarming it, but wow.
Oh, man. 15 for 24 now.
I don't know what to think. It's early. I get that, but I don't know what to think. What a weekend. What a weekend. I'm so glad I waited for both games before I recorded this video. Let's get into it. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Crew? It's your boy CK2K here, and welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys had a good holiday season. You guys were safe. Everybody got what they wanted under their Christmas trees and whatnot. Hope everybody had a good time. Thank you for letting me take that 2-day break. The streak is back on, starting back today. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Now, I don't know about you guys. It was a weird holiday for me, man. First of all, we had the corona scare in my house where I had a cold, but you know, I had to quarantine and all kinds of stuff like that. But it turned out it was nothing, just a common cold like I knew it was. Got tested negative. It was fine. Then my phone has not been working since my birthday, and to now, like, my phone is just not working. I'm not getting calls. It's been a weird week, but I'll tell you one thing that made everything feel a lot better, and that's the fact that the New York Knicks were able to come out and beat the Milwaukee Bucks on Sunday. But you know, with the highs, we gotta talk about the lows, and we had a game on Saturday that wasn't as great as the game on Sunday, and that was our game against the Philadelphia 76ers. Both games were home games. The Saturday game was our home opener. We busted out the brand new jerseys, and Clyde was not a fan, of them at all.
Clyde, you're the fashion king here in this broadcast. Your thoughts? Thrown away better.
I don't know. I like them better in person than I did when they were initially announced. Well, I mean, hey, Clyde's not a fan. Clyde's not a fan. I get it, man. Clyde got the swag, so let him feel what he feels. But yeah, we went out there and we played terribly against the Philadelphia Sixers. We played okay in the first 2 quarters. I mean, we ended the first quarter tied 27-27. Then we fought back. We fought a little bit in the second quarter, where they scored 33 points with their 28 points. So we weren't that bad into it. But the second half, God, we scored a combined 34 points in the second half to their, 49 points? This has been our problem this season in general. The Indiana game, we came out swinging in the first half, and then the second half, we just decided to take a doo-doo. We didn't play a complete game. Same thing happened in Philadelphia. We also have to talk about the fact that RJ Barrett did not have a good game too against the Philadelphia 76ers. Some of it had to do with his shot selection, but most of it had to do with just Ben Simmons being an all-defensive player. Like, people forget that. Ben Simmons, I know people want to focus about his jump shot so much. Ben Simmons is a defensive player. Like, he is a great defensive player, and he locked down poor RJ Barrett in his second game. And this is good for RJ Barrett because he's going to need to see that. If RJ Barrett wants to be that first option for a team, he's going to have to get used to and learn how to play when the other team's best defender is guarding you every single night. So it was a good moment. I appreciate Ben Simmons for that because RJ Barrett did not play well at all, but he did end with 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Julius Randle played solid. I think Julius Randle has not played bad to me in the regular season thus far. I think ever since that 4th preseason game, Julius Randle has been playing well, so I have not had a problem with Julius Randle. But the one person that was not playing well was the 2 people that weren't playing well for us was our point guard play with Elfrid Payton and Dennis Smith Jr. Elfrid Payton went out there and gave us a goose egg with 3 rebounds and 1 assist, only playing 18 minutes, and that was warranted. It got to the point where even Tom Thibodeau took him out for the majority of the game because he just was not giving us anything. He was turning over the ball. He just did not look good. Elfrid Payton was not looking good, and Twitter was letting them hear it. We were going all in on Elfrid Payton on Twitter, and it seemed like he heard the calls when it came to his next game. But let me get to Dennis Smith Jr. first. Dennis Smith Jr. was the first point guard off the bench. We didn't know Emmanuel quickly was not going to be playing in the next few games because of the hip pointer injury. We're still missing Austin Rivers, and for whatever reason, Frank Ntilikina was just out of the rotation. Dennis Smith Jr. came in, and he just didn't really provide much of energy when Elfrid Payton wasn't on the court. It was just the same play from both point guards. Lackluster, non-inspired basketball from either of our point guards, and that affected, in my opinion, the rest of the team. You need good point guard play for guys like RJ Barrett to get out of their funk, for guys like, you know, Reggie Bullock to do more. You know, they need that point guard play, and we saw that in the following game against Milwaukee. But the one person who didn't need much of anything was Alec Burks. Alec Burks went out there and played his game. Alec Burks has been a nice piece for us, that great six-man that we've been needing for such a long time. It's so crazy because we get all these veterans, we get all these guys that have been in the league, but then they come to the Knicks and they don't normally play as well. Alec Burks is, for the first time, a role player that looks like he's actually the player that you are seeing when you sign him. Like Alec Burks, you know that this guy is a formidable scorer everywhere he's been, and for once, he comes to the Knicks and he's still being that scorer that he's been his entire career. I mean, he has had a lot of good things to say about Johnny Bryant, and that being the predominant reason why he came back to the Knicks for Johnny Bryant, because he had his best career, or he had his best year, excuse me, with the Jazz when he was with Johnny Bryant. And we're seeing that continued when he came to the Knicks. But other than that, there was not much to talk about in this game. We looked terrible, and it was just an all-around bad game. But there was a lot that came from this game outside of just what that score was. And that was the fact that Elfrid Payton took the tweets and took his bad play personal. Him and a few other guys, Frank Ntilikina, I think Iggy Brazdeikis, Theo Pinson, they all stayed behind and they took extra shots for another few hours in the Garden after the terrible game that they had. And it seemed to work out, because in the next game against the Milwaukee Bucks was only a harder challenge than the Philadelphia 76ers. The New York Knicks came out and played tremendously. And I mean, that there's no exaggeration, to the point where we blew out this team in this game. And the thing is, the Bucks were completely healthy. They had their entire roster together, and Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton played well. Chris Middleton dropped 22 points, and Giannis Antetokounmpo had a double-double, 27 points and 13 rebounds, but it wasn't enough. The others could not get it done. Bobby Portis tried whatever he could do to get his revenge game, scoring 17 points and 7 boards, but it was not enough, because the New York Knicks went out there and put a complete and utter all-around attack from everybody on the team, and it was really nice to see. Starting from Julius Randle. Julius Randle, 29 points, 7 assists, and 14 rebounds. Damn near a triple-double in 37 minutes. Tom Thibodeau has been able to speak to Julius Randle, get him to play the way that Julius Randle has been wanting to play and wanting to show us how he can play, and he's been doing such a good job in these first 3 games, and it's been great. But we have to talk about the highlight of this game, and that is none other than Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton, who had 0 points the night before, getting ridiculed and killed on Twitter. Even myself, somebody who's been defending Elfrid Payton up until this point, even myself was starting to turn on him because he just has not been playing good. So I had called out, we need to change at point guard. It's not working. We need to mix it up because our point guard play has not been good. And well, mix it up we sure did, because not only did Elfrid Payton go out there and show aggressive play, the first point guard off the bench was none other than Frank Ntilikina. Now, mind you, did find out later that Dennis Smith Jr. was out because of injury, so it might have been a little bit of a forced hand. But in that forced hand, Frank Ntilikina went out there and played really solid 90 minutes of basketball, playing really good on defense, keeping the energy going as that backup point guard. And then on top of that, going 4 for 4 from the three-point line, giving 12 points in his first game back, especially in that last game where he only played 2 minutes and didn't do much with it. And the funny thing is, you know, those Frank haters, man, those Frank haters look for any opportunity to just take a shot. And I'm sure I'm going to get them in the comment section for this video. I tell you, every time I get dislikes, and I'm not one to be upset about dislikes. Like, it keeps you humble. You need the dislikes. You're not a real YouTuber if you don't get dislikes on a video. But I'm telling you, all those dislikes come from anybody that hear me say anything positive about Frank Ntilikina. So the minute I say something good about Frank Ntilikina, the dislikes are coming in. I'm telling you right now. But yeah, man, people were going in talking about no other coaches couldn't handle it, so that obviously Frank Ntilikina is the problem. This, that, and the third. Look, Frank Ntilikina, and I don't understand why it's so hard for people to see, Frank Ntilikina provides us a spark every time he goes on the court. He has done good things for us. I understand the offensive side, sure. And people, you can point out a few turnovers here and there, but at the same time, and in the timid play, you're right. Those things, I'm not going to fight you on that. I'm not here to tell you that Frank Ntilikina is going to be God's gift and the savior of the Knicks. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if we're going to get smart play off the bench when we are going to our next point guard, especially with Emmanuel quickly not playing, Frank Ntilikina is our best bet. The Dennis Smith Jr. project has never been working. It has not worked. We have to do with what we got on this roster. And I think Frank Ntilikina has proven that he is the guy that makes the most sense. I'm sorry he's not scoring the points for you. I'm sorry he looks timid in certain situations. But from the defensive end and the way that the ball, it moves, and the way that the team plays when he's on the court. RJ Barrett looks better when he's on the court. Kevin Knox plays well when he's on the court. The whole nine, I'm saying. So it's bigger than just what Frank Ntilikina puts up on a stat sheet. And I can only say it so many times, but I get it. I got a lot of analytical people that just want to see the stats, and the stats aren't there, then obviously they playing trash. So I get it. But yeah, all around good play from everybody, man. RJ Barrett came around, had a better game, almost had himself a double-double of his own, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson was playing well defensively. He got a few times by Giannis Antetokounmpo, but it is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he was getting some MVP calls that were garbage, but that's neither here nor there. Alec Burks had another good game until he got injured, and he had to miss the remainder of the game, but the team still was able to play well. Kevin Knox did provide a nice little spark in the fourth quarter as well, only providing 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, but the fourth quarter, he made some key buckets that kept us afloat, especially when the Bucks were trying to make a little bit of a pushback. So it was good. It was a very good game against a very good team, and this is what I like to see. And the best part about this win, outside of the fact that we blew out the Bucks by 20 points, was the fact that Tom Thibodeau is still not satisfied. He wants more. He wants us to win the games that we're supposed to win, and this is one of those games where we were not supposed to win the game, but we went out there and we played like we were supposed to win the game. We played a full 48-minute game. We had 30-plus points in every single quarter. I can't tell you the last time the New York Knicks did that. 30 points in the first quarter, 31 in the second quarter, 35 in the third quarter, and 34 in the fourth quarter. A well-rounded game against a team that is going to be good every single night. We got them. We literally smacked them in the back of the head, and they had no answer for it, and it was great. Now we have a game against the undefeated Cleveland Cavaliers on Tuesday, and mind you, even though it's early in the season and they're undefeated, they're still the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a game that we should be winning, a game that we need to go out there and look at and go and take and continue the streak. We're on a one-game streak. Let's keep it going. My only frustration was obviously the rotation. I just don't understand why Desmond Jr. keeps getting all this attention and he's not doing anything with it. Outside of that, I love how he keeps this team grounded, how he keeps this team making sure that the main thing is the main thing. He called some timeouts in the third and fourth quarter when, it was just little chippy mistakes that other coaches would have let pass. He called the timeouts to make sure that this team understood, do not slip up now. We are up by 25 points. Do not slip up now and lose this lead. Go out here and continue to play the way you've been playing, and it worked every single time. I love the Tom Thibodeau effect, man. I'm all about the Tom Thibodeau effect. I don't know. I was happy with it. The question now is, will we see more of this? That's gonna remain to be seen. Will Elfrid Payton continue to play this way for the rest of the season, or was this a one-time thing because he was in his feelings because of what he saw on Twitter? Julius Randle, he's played 4 solid games. You want to include the last game of preseason. Julius Randle's played 4 solid games. Is this the version we're going to see of Julius Randle in the future? And if it is, are we going to consider the fact that maybe we should keep Julius Randle around for this team long term? That's something you got to think about. If we're seeing this Julius Randle all season long, maybe we need to start considering him being a part of this team long term and maybe not moving him forward. I still think that this is good sample size and good, to boost up his tradability. I'm still going on that bandwagon because I'm still not completely sold. I know that Julius Randle can really win your heart and then crush it in the same in that same motion. So I'm still a little iffy on how I feel about Julius Randle, but I will even admit, if we get this Julius Randle consistently, then maybe we need to consider bringing him on long term with the guys that we have. Because remember, Julius Randle, still not an old guy, 26 years old. We'll be all right. But let me know your thoughts about either game. Let me know your thoughts about everything going on. We have our next game tomorrow against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I want to know what you're thinking about our weekend of games, from the bad to the good when it came to the Philadelphia 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks. And on top of everything, the Charlotte Hornets went out there and beat the Nets, and the Nets were fully loaded and playing well. The Hornets just outplayed them. It was just a good Sunday, man. It was a good Sunday. But on that note, you know what I have to do now? I need to come to you guys and read the comments of the video. Yeah, I need to know what you guys are saying. I gotta know. I'm sure some of you guys came in my comments and had something to say about these games. I need to know what you guys are saying. Starting off with my boy Delano. He said, and this is going off of my last point, he said, I would pick up Randle's contract for next season to further develop Obi to take over. Now, right now I feel this way, sure. I'm with you right now, but I want to see how this continues for the rest of the season. Will he revert? Is this the version of Julius Randle that we're going to see? Consider it because I have PTSD, fine. Consider me as a hurt soul and I don't want to go through what I went through last season again with Julius Randle. Maybe this is a new Julius Randle and I just need to accept it. If that is the case, then yes, I agree with you on this one, Delano. But still, I need more time before I can make that decision. I need more time. Bay8 said, you said Alec Burks was a baller and I disagreed. But seeing him play, I think I was wrong and you were right. His all-around game has surprised me. He should be starting. Yes and no. I was definitely part of the crowd saying that he should be starting. I've always, every time we talk about the starting lineups and what we think the starting lineups are going to be, I always put him as the starting one of the starters. But the problem is, I like him better off the bench. I really do. I think he's a better option off the bench. I think he could, if he continues this play throughout the rest of the season, I think he could be in the conversation for 6th man of the year. He goes out there and he scores 20 points so effortlessly. But yeah, I've been saying it from the moment we signed him. People were so curious and confused why we bought a guy like Alec Burks on. This is why. Alec Burks is a bucket getter, and you're seeing right now, we have not seen a Knick be able to score the way that Alec Burks. I've never seen a Knicks shoot the ball and be confident that it's actually going in the way that I feel about Alec Burks. So yeah, I was very happy about the signing, and he's overdoing my happiness when it comes to how he's been playing lately. So yes, I love Alec Burks, and don't worry about Bay 8. 3 games in is okay. Welcome to the bright side. Welcome to the bright side. Don KGB said, I literally have subscribed because of your video title. Lonzo to the Knicks is like yellow cabs in NYC. It just fits. Like Manifest Destiny, I've started following New York Knicks fan pages to prepare hopefully for the inevitable. That's what's I appreciate it. Look, man, I understand. I'm still getting people that are coming at me and they just don't see it. They're like, Lonzo Ball, the savior. Blah, blah, blah. Look, man, I'm telling you, it's more than just having that star point guard. We need a point guard that is going to be putting on for everyone else on the team, and Lonzo Ball just fits that mold too perfectly. It just makes too much sense. A guy that's going to play for everyone else, and now that he got the strap too way more consistently, I'm telling you, man, it just makes more sense. But yeah, Don, appreciate you for subscribing. Welcome to the crew. This man said it's like yellow cabs in New York City. I love that. And just for the hell of it, I want to read one more. Let's find one more. Paper Stadiums. Oh my gosh, we got a response. Paper Stadiums. I'm the guy making the paper MSG. Thanks for the upvote. I'll keep posting updates on Reddit. I'll post the video to my YouTube channel when it's done. Paper Stadiums. Yes, we got a response. For those who may not know, my last Reddit video, we saw this come up on Reddit. I've installed the lower bowl seats for my paper MSG model. This looks sick. That looks so real. Are you gonna post it when you're done with it? That's so dope. That's so dope. Yeah, I need to see this when it's finished. Upvote. And now apparently Paper Stadiums has his own YouTube channel. So I'm subscribed, Paper Stadiums. I'm subscribed. I want to see how the full thing comes out when you drop the video. Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. Yeah, I'm subscribed, bro. Anyways, y'all, good win for the New York Knicks. Crazy weekend, but very good way to end the weekend for the New York Knicks. And we have our next game tomorrow against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm so glad to be back making content. Hope you guys had good holidays. Like I said at the beginning, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and do not forget to like this video. Catch you guys in the next one. Let's get it. I'm out of here. See you guys, and peace.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all